Alright, real talk. I need you to stop scrolling for just 1 second because what I'm about to tell you, most men will never figure this out on their own. It quotes not about being taller, it's not about being richer, and it's definitely not about saying the perfect pickup line. Here quotes the raw truth. Men don't actually fear intimacy. What they fear is that moment, that cold, soul-crushing moment when you make your move and she pulls back, shuts down, goes silent. And boom, rejection hits different, bro. But what if I told you there's a psychological way to move toward intimacy without pressure, without desperation, and without facing that rejection? Not manipulation, not tricks, just deep understanding of how a woman's emotions actually work and how to work with them, not against them. Stay locked in, because this video, it's about to change your entire game. Before we dive deep, let me hit you with something that almost nobody knows. Women don't reject intimacy. They reject the feeling attached to it. Read that again. If the emotional experience feels off, the answer is no. If it feels right, the answer flows naturally. No pressure needed. That's exactly what we're breaking down today. Step by step, trick by trick. Let's get into it. Every man who gets rejected for intimacy, he's making at least one of these 4 mistakes. I guarantee it. He's asking too directly. He's asking too soon. He's got nervous, needy energy. Or he's asking before building any emotional tension. Here's the real secret most guys never learn. Women don't decide intimacy logically. They decide it emotionally. The second she feels safe, understood, desired but not pressured, emotionally seen, the door opens on its own. Fam, and here's something else. For men, attraction is instant, visual, boom, you see her and you feel it. For women, attraction builds, it layers, it needs context, safety, trust, and emotional buildup. That's why a woman can meet a man, feel zero chemistry, and then 3 weeks later, she's thinking about him 24/7. She wasn't playing games. Her attraction just needed time to breathe. Once you understand that, everything changes. Alright, first principle, and this one alone, if you remember nothing else from this video, remember this: never ask directly. I'm dead serious. Direct proposals create pressure. Pressure creates resistance. Resistance becomes rejection. But an emotional invitation? That's a completely different energy. Think about it. You ever been at a store and a salesperson gets aggressive with you? Like, buy this now, this is your last chance. What do? You walk away, even if you wanted the product. Same exact psychology applies here. When you ask directly, you want to come back to my place, you're forcing her into a conscious decision. And the conscious mind? That's where doubt lives, bro. But when you create an emotional invitation, you're speaking directly to her subconscious. You're creating a feeling, not a question. And feelings don't get rejected the way questions do. This is one of the smoothest moves in psychological attraction, and most guys have it completely backwards. Instead of leaning in when tension builds, you gently lean out. Not cold, not rude, just calm and unbothered. Here's what that does. It instantly removes pressure, and it creates this emotional space where she starts leaning toward you. Picture this, you're sitting with a woman, conversations flowing. Chemistry's there. Most guys at that point, they escalate, move closer, touch more, and she pulls back, not because she's not interested, but because the move felt like pressure. Now flip it. Same moment, same chemistry, but instead of leaning in, you lean back. Create a tiny beat of space, look away casually, and in her mind, wait, why did he pull back? Does he not want this? Suddenly, she's leaning in. She's closing the distance, she's initiating. That's the soft withdrawal effect. You're not playing games. You're just showing you're comfortable with the natural flow of energy. And that comfort, it makes her feel safe enough to pursue. Yo, real quick, if this is already hitting different, if you're picking up on something you've never heard before, smash that subscribe button right now and hit the bell. Because we drop content like this every single week and you do not want to miss what's coming next on this channel. Now back to it. This one, subtle, psychological, and incredibly effective. You don't ask for intimacy. You just drop soft, emotionally charged statements that naturally guide her mind toward the idea. Things like, I really like the energy between us. You're surprisingly easy to be around. There's something about you that just feels natural. None of these ask for anything. None of these push, but every single one plants a seed. Here's the psychology behind it. When you use these statements, you're not introducing a new idea. You're putting words to a feeling she's already having but hasn't said out loud yet. When you say, I really like the energy between us, she thinks, yeah, me too. That's exactly it. That's alignment. And alignment is magnetic. This is also called priming in psychology. You casually introduce words like energy, closeness, natural, connection, and suddenly those concepts start coloring how she interprets the entire moment. Not manipulation, just guided awareness. Here's where most guys blow it. Women cannot enter feminine, open, vulnerable energy if a man is tense, nervous, overly aggressive, or coming from a place of desperation. Your job? Hold masculine calm, not silent, not cold, not robotic, just present, grounded, unbothered by the outcome. There's a massive difference between a man who's constantly checking, is this okay? Do you like this? Should I say more? And a man who's just being, letting the moment breathe, not anxious about where it's going. Women feel energy, bro. They're wired for it. The moment you get nervous or desperate, she shifts into thinking mode, analyzing, protecting, pulling back. But when you stay calm, she softens, her guard drops, she enters her feminine energy, which is exactly where desire lives. That's why women are drawn to experienced men. Not because experience itself is attractive, but because experienced men tend to be calm. They're not frantically trying to figure out the next move. They're just flowing. Be that man. This might be the most important trick in this entire video. If you ask for a yes, you risk a no. If you ask for a feeling, you invite vulnerability. Instead of do you want to, you say, does this feel too fast for you? Do you feel comfortable here with me? See the difference? You're not asking her to accept or reject you. You're asking her to check in with her own feelings. That's a way easier question to answer. And here's the beautiful part. If she says a little bit, yeah, you haven't been rejected. You've been given information. You respond, that's totally cool. I'm not trying to rush anything. I'm genuinely enjoying just being here with you. Now she feels heard, respected, safe, and 9 times out of 10, within minutes, she's the one escalating. Because you removed all the pressure. Here's something almost no man understands. A woman doesn't decide intimacy based on how much you want her. She decides it based on how much she feels you want her, without you losing your composure. Too much desire? Pressure? Too little? Disinterest? Balanced desire? That's where attraction lives. So when she leans closer, laughs softer, holds eye contact a beat longer, touches your arm, you simply mirror the energy, not more, not less, just match it. This sends one subconscious message: we're on the same wavelength, that alignment. It's one of the strongest psychological triggers for intimacy that exists. Most men either under-respond, making her feel stupid for showing interest, or they over-respond and make her feel like she opened a flood she can't control. The key is calibration. She touches your arm, you touch hers. She holds eye contact, you hold it back. She laughs and leans in, you laugh and lean in. That creates a dance, and in that dance, intimacy escalates naturally. No one has to ask for anything. This is the closer, and it's clean. Women love moments. Moments feel real. Moments feel organic, not staged. So instead of asking for intimacy, you simply acknowledge the moment. This feels really nice. It's wild how comfortable this feels. You've got this energy that just makes everything feel easy. When you highlight the moment, you're not asking for anything. You're letting the moment itself do the inviting. And here's the psychological power in that. You've removed yourself as the agent. You're not the one wanting. The feeling between you both becomes the focal point. Women follow emotion, and emotion lives in the moment. When you say, do you want to, you're the one wanting something. When you say, this feels really nice, it's something you're both experiencing together. Requests feel transactional. Feelings feel real. Name the moment. Let the moment lead. And just like that, intimacy becomes her idea, not yours. That's how you eliminate rejection entirely. Yo, if this video hit different for you, if something in here made you think I never looked at it that way before, then don't just peace out, fam. Hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel grow and get this knowledge to more people who need it. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you even doing, bro? Subscribe and hit that bell because we're dropping dark psychology and real-world wisdom every single week. And before you bounce, go check out the other videos on this channel. There's a whole world of hidden psychology sitting right there waiting for you. Trust me, it's going to change the way you understand people forever. We'll see you in the next one.